Good evening. Welcome to Dirt Track Central. I'm Matt Kovacic.
And I'm Justin Hopp.
And we're going to talk about some racing.
Yeah. Show number 20. So we're getting some in there.
Yeah. What a busy week in the racing field today. Got the Night of 1,000 Stars going on as we speak, and so hopefully we'll have some results to check out by the time the show's over. Feed the addiction, I guess.
Yep.
And we'll talk a little bit about the Mod Mania out at RPM Speedway. Of course, if you're new to Dirt Track Central, we try to keep up on all the latest dirt track racing news from the central United States. And if you have questions or comments, you can always text those to us at 785-201-9188. Or you can email us at dirttrackcentral@gmail.com. We do a photo of the week contest as well that we'll get to later on in the program. And if you've got an entry from this past weekend or any time really in the season, you can certainly submit that. Just email it to us, dirttrackcentral@gmail.com again. And we will get that posted up this week. And just a little fun for the fans to vote on some photos. So.
Yep. Also like our Facebook page. We do a lot of our updates and that stuff on our Facebook page at Facebook/Dirt Track Central. So like that up and get all our updates and information that way too. So.
All right. Well, we'll thank some sponsors here before we get started. Of course, presented each week by Engine Quest. We thank those guys for their support, as well as Extreme Motorsports, BMS Modifieds, BSB Manufacturing, Heartland VP Race Fuels, and Contour Cameras. We're going to take you out to RPM Speedway for the Mod Mania. We'll watch the modified feature, and man, what a great show.
Yeah. Packed the stands. I mean, the people were there. Hopefully keep that up, get some more people interested in the dirt track racing. They put on a good show for them, so even the casual just NASCAR fans that came out just to see the stars might say, man, I need to come back here more often and come out here. Yeah. So hopefully.
Even the pits were packed, and so the fans were down there seeing how things work, and of course wanting to get their glimpse of the stars. And it was good to get to meet those guys. They're just normal guys living the dream, driving race cars for a living. So it was a fun week. We'll go ahead and check out the race.
There we go.
All right. Of course, the Teal's trucks, jacked up pace truck there, and 4 wide salute. Jordan Grabowski on the outside there, and Dylan Smith, Kenny Schrader, and Rob Day up there on the inside row, that front row. So
they did do a
second row.
Yeah, driver introductions in this too, and I do have that, so we might edit that and put that video up there too. I was thinking about on top of this video, but it shows pretty long, so I might just put that separate too. It's kind of neat to do.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but the end of this is blank for the last 5 minutes or something.
Of this video?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you get the whole race, but it's after the race is over, it continues.
Okay. I made my
green
interviews.
flag.
I had the interviews afterwards, and maybe I didn't get on there. So, hey, if you ever see something like that, let us know. Sometimes getting to edit these real quick, miss something.
So, yeah, my fault. Forgot to let him know. Several drivers making their first appearance to RPM Speedway. See the 92 of Josh Most coming through the pack. He's out of Iowa. And,
that was one that surprised me.
He was really appreciative to the staff at the track, and just said he'll definitely be back for the Fall Nationals. Had a good time, and and complimented the racetrack and the facility and everything. That's not the only one, but that one comes to mind as a guy who, you know, drove a long ways to come race this race, and not only had some good luck, but some good fun. So, lots of racers from out of the area and first-time racers up there. Spotted Glen Thompson, that's a promoter down at Beaver, Liberal. He came up and raced the show. Didn't have a great amount of luck, but he also, I think that was maybe his third race on the season. So tough to have a whole lot of great luck against this kind of competition when you haven't dusted off the machine for a couple of years.
Here you see Clint Boyer and David Murray going at it.
That's a fun battle to watch.
Yeah.
And then Dylan Smith
challenging Kenny Schrader for the lead. And Murray goes for a spin around. That's a brand new car there for Murray too, and I guess they were fighting some issues with the wheel walking up and when he got her cranked, so.
Yeah, I don't know if those aftermarket frames are not uniformly shaped or if something's just not
why it was different.
bolted on quite right or all that. But man. I think you hit the worst spot on the track.
Yeah, there was a little hole there, just in one there, and it's a little bit in 3 and 4 too. Normally they don't have too much trouble, but man, they did a good job of keeping some moisture in that track and make it racy.
They really were trying to keep from having a dust problem, and we really had no dust problem. No. But it, you know, talking to the guys that did the track, you know, they're kind of kicking themselves that maybe they overdid the water on the bottom side of the track, but really it made the racetrack racy. It had some character to it. I mean, there's certainly a smooth spot to run, and as Travis is showing us there, it's not necessarily the slow way around either. So definitely plenty of options as far as where to race on the racetrack.
She puts her on the high side and drives around Clint Boyer. Now work on Schrader. Here comes Blocklinger. Side Boyer there. Blocklinger with BMS actually supplied the car for Clint Boyer to drive, so he doesn't normally drive a dirt late model, so he can have one to race. So they put together a car for him. Thanks for them for stepping up to do that.
Yeah, just for a little perspective, basically the car that Blocklinger's driving, the car that Boyer is driving, and the car that Murray is driving are all relatively identical machines as far as nearly the same vintage chassis, same builder. JR Motorsports horsepower, so pretty well matched race cars there. Real talented drivers. It's too bad that Murray didn't have a little more time to shake down his new car. Would have been fun to watch him battling it out up there with him, and he was right up in there until that Got wheel locked up and spun him out. One thing's for sure, Travis's car doesn't like that rough stuff. Zabrowski and Schrader battling there. I talked about Josh Most before. He's the 92 there on the bottom, and he's a name that you hear in the results quite a bit in Iowa. And I don't know much about his stats or anything.
Just drove kind of a little bit of everything too.
Definitely a wheelman, and was an unexpected surprise to see him come out. And happy to have him. Blocklinger too, a guy that's taken a leadership role at BMS and has really kind of put a damper on his racing program this summer. He hadn't been out a whole heck of a lot. So good to see him have some success, have some fun out there, just out at the track. It would be fun to go down the list of credentials with those drivers. I mean, you can go all the way through the pack. And, Jordan Grabowski, past national champion. Sherfitt's got multiple track championships in stock cars in his earlier days, and got some modified championships. Of course, Clint Boyer, has proved himself in a dirt modified, which got him the opportunities to get where he's at. Something you'll see kind of when we post the meet and greet. Something that he probably misses and enjoys to do still.
Don't forget about our leader too, past national champion
Dylan Smith,
track champion.
Obviously all-time wins leader. Dave Murray's out there. Jerry Phillips is out there, 100 plus feature wins in his career. It's a field.
Yeah. As you can see, as they go by, they see the stands. The stands are just packed, standing room only.
Clint definitely picked the wrong line on that.
Yeah.
Particular situation. Got freight trained by a couple of cars there. We're getting pretty late in the race and getting lap traffic. And, with as well matched as IMCA cars, we don't see lap traffic a whole heck of a lot. Of course, we're running a long race, 30 laps.
30 laps, and this is ran
caution free, other than maybe one. So.
Yeah, one caution.
See Team Extreme racing together there. Peter Sully and Richter. Murray kind of trying to nurse the car, and of course, probably could have drove it differently enough to keep from having the problem if he would have known, what's going on with the car. But there again, didn't know what was causing his issue, and so trying to just stay out there, stay in the race, and see where he can end up. There's another guy with a resume, Chris Braggs from Texas.
And it happened again.
Yep, there goes Murray again. That was
the last lap.
Checkered flag. Yep.
Let's see if I thought at least the winner interview here at the end here. See if that,
you did have,
okay.
That is on there.
Okay.
Round of applause. Your main event winner down here for Modified Madness.
There you go.
About time somebody got a great trophy girl, huh?
Yeah, big trophy and nice trophy girl, yes.
Yep.
I want to thank Engine Quest for sponsoring all our featured videos and stuff. So we'll play a little something from them here.
EQ cylinder heads power drivers to the winner's circle. From IMCA modifieds to stock cars to sport mod divisions, the checkered flag flies often for EQ team racers. As a general sponsor of IMCA Racing and the title sponsor of the EQ cylinder heads Wild West Modified Tour, EQ cylinder heads are used throughout IMCA divisions. EQ's 23-degree performance cylinder head is the most powerful cast iron head out of the box and approved for use in the EQ cylinder head's Wild West Modified Tour. EQ's early 350 head is the approved replacement head for IMCA Northern and Southern Sport Mods, as well as the IMCA Hobby Stock division. In 2012, EQ's cast iron Magnum head is the approved stock replacement for IMCA Northern and Southern Sport Mods, along with the Hobby Stock division. When you need to get to the front of the race, choose EQ cylinder heads, the power choice of racers everywhere. Visit EngineQuest.com or call us by phone 800-426-8771.
Oh.
All right. Thanks to Engine Quest sponsoring our feature races there and the show. We'll go on to some results from this past week. Let's see. It's been such a long week I can't even remember where the heck I was. Oh, I was in Colby and you were in Salina, right? Yep. So we'll go through Salina Speedway here. And there we go. In the mini stock division, 7R, Russell Roberg on top again. 14M of John McNabb, Brendan Thiessen, Tracy Montague, and Dallas Dunn. Top 5 in the mini stocks. On down to the hobby stocks, Pete Beaumont, G.W. Fuller, Rick Slothauer, Aaron McBride, and Tony Slothauer. In the sport mods, your points leader, Jesse Levine, in the 11J, picks up the feature win. 33D of Brendan Damon, Seth Schroer, Curtis Peel, and Shane Meeks, all rounding out the top 5. And I think all of those guys made the trip out to Hayes to the Mod Mania Sport Mod race, and that one is posted on our website as well. If you're looking for that, check it out. In the Mod Lights, Brandon Gray picks up another one, followed by Brian Davidson, Ryan Ayers, Chris Unruh, and Nick Watts. And in the Modifieds, Brandon Blockler bringing home the feature win. Smokin' Joe in second, Brian Nail, Kenny Cross, and Jerry Phillips.
Yep. And we got almost all those races up on our YouTube channel there too, so if you want to catch any of them, missed them this last Friday, go on ahead and check them out there. And we'll go on and do Thunder Hill results here in the Sport Compacts. Wade Heller picked up the win, followed up by Brandon Lopdale, Kaylee Dykeman, Scott Spellmeyer, and Diane Ziegler. So looks like I don't know, Spellmeyer, he kind of looked like he blew a car up at Hayes at that special, and looks like he's got a different number, so maybe he found him a different car to replace that there. So.
Or maybe they just recorded it incorrectly.
Yeah, maybe. That's what they had for a number. So.
Yeah.
But good to see him back. And in the hobby stocks, Dominic Theitfolt picks up the win over Waylon Banks, Josh Haid, John Bass, and Travis Starlin. In the sport mods, Kyle Oberling picked up another win up there. He's been doing pretty good there, and so's Curtis been running good up there. Another second finish for him. Followed up by Luke Stahlbauer, Brian Nielberg, and Eddie Schwab Jr. So, and over to the stock cars, same names there up front. Kyle Vanover, followed up by Lance Borgman, Greg Dieters, Bob Arnold, and Jim Powell Jr.
We need to get somebody from over there on here, check with them. That bonus money ought to be up around 700 and some bucks.
I think it's
by
like
now or something.
675 or something last week. I think maybe or 625. Yeah. So, yeah.
She's getting up there.
Yeah.
It's about time to start drawing in some hot shoes.
I think actually after 3 races though, it went down. It's going to be $50 added on instead of $100.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well,
But still,
we'll have to check in with them.
But yeah,
and see
we'll
what,
check, see what
what
the deal
the
is. But still
update
up
is.
there, pretty good. So,
Yeah.
and we go over on to the modifieds, and Mike Pilsilly picks up a win there in the Extreme Motorsports cars. So, congratulations to him. Followed up by Scott Brown, Kurt Johnson, Tom Charles, and Jesse Richter.
Tom Charles back out there. I know he was at the Harris Clash right after that crash. I don't know if did he have another car, or did somebody put him in one, or
I know they said something about getting an old car back together. Either
Okay.
one made Dan's cars or something. They were
Okay.
going to get something together. Pretty.
I know at one point, I don't know if it was a car he crashed, but at one point the car he was running was a pretty old car of his that he kind of put together because they had been running outlaw stuff, and he put it together for his IMCA car. And so I don't know. We'll have to check in with him, see how he's doing.
And we do got the results from the Mod Mania at RPM Speedway. In the sport mods, Jesse Saubing picked up the win. A good run for him up there in his new jet car. And followed up by Trenton Cleveno, Tracy Holloway, and Blaine Walt, and Kyle Oberling. So, and had a good number of cars there for the sport mods too. I think 45. So
Yeah, 45 and 49, so
Yep.
darn good overall car count. And as we've seen pretty consistently this year at Hayes, not only, well, I mean, got a jet on top, but the rest were BMS cars again. And of course, the winner's a crate, and the rest of them were claim motors. So that's, I don't know, a lot of guys think that it's hard to run without a crate anymore, and this and that. But I mean, they're awful competitive. That was a good race, and Jesse's a wheel man.
He is. Yes, he is.
Yeah, that thing drives good. So.
And we got the modifieds too, which we just saw that race. But as Dylan Smith picked up the win over Travis Sherfick, Josh Most in third, Jordan Grabowski in fourth, and Brandon Blocklinger in fifth. So
Yeah, Sherfick came from a 16th starting spot, so we'll talk to him about that here just a little longer, or a little later on in the show. But, quite a run, so take a second to thank another sponsor here. Heartland VP Race Fuels is another great sponsor of the show, and we appreciate them. They're selling fuel directly at several of the western Kansas racetracks, as well as through their distributor network across the Midwest. So definitely hit those guys up if you got questions about what fuel you should be running or shouldn't be running, where to buy it, and all that good stuff. So you can see their phone number there, and you can also hit them up on Facebook at Facebook/ VP Heartland. So thank you to those guys.
all right, well, move on to well, I guess I was kind of going to skip ahead. Our news section, I guess, didn't have a whole lot of news other than I'm going to talk a little bit about thing keeps on wanting to walk up on me here. There we go. The Xsand pay-per-view for the Super Nationals. XN is going to broadcast all the races at the Super Nationals, all 5 days from every lap. So that's kind of a big deal. You know, some people before have put out DVDs and stuff. Other races you could buy later, and XN did that last year, but it was just kind of the main features and in the roads. And now you'll be able to watch every lap, every race.
Just a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
That's
It takes.
I mean, if you've never been to the Super Nationals, we're talking just hours and hours on end of racing, and I mean, just the manpower that it's going to take to keep somebody on a camera. You know, basically from what is it, 2 or 3 in the afternoon all the way till we're done. I mean, however the day goes, for 6 days.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It'll definitely be worth your money. These guys do an excellent job. If you've ever, you know, some of us got that pay-per-view to watch some of the Mod Light guys down in Florida, or you know, they've done just all kinds of these events and are very professional at it. They have the right equipment,
Yeah.
do it well. So.
Yeah, same guys behind the IMCA On Demand too, with it too. So if you've
Right.
seen some of the quality stuff they put out through that deal too, it's going to be very similar. And if you didn't get their DVD last year, you know, they put out pretty good stuff there. And so I think that it's on sale right now. So if you want to get in early, be time to buy it. If you know you can't make it because of work or something else that's keeping you from going, I mean, there's nothing better than actually going to the Super Nationals in person. But if you can't quite make it, this would be the second best way to enjoy
the
it.
next best thing. And,
Yep.
and the third best thing, of
Same.
course, is if you do have a subscription or get a subscription to On Demand, they will be covering it there. There's some things on Demand that's the only place you're going to be able to get it, some interviews and this and that. So they aren't leaving you out in the cold doing that. You'll be able to get the races the following day. And I haven't seen an official announcement on that, or maybe I just haven't read it thoroughly enough. I'm sure the information's out there, but you know, I don't know if that is every lap, every race, or if they're just going to hit highlights of heat races and then features, or what they're going to do. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably what they'll do.
That'd be a lot to upload and host, but that it at any rate, you'll get some coverage. You'll also obviously get some coverage from us.
Sure.
We'll be there again, and you know, as we found out last year, a lot of what we can do is determined on what kind of connection we have when we get there, and hoping for a little better connection this year to be able to bring even more. And if we can do that, we'll certainly make that a priority, and you know, work hand in hand with the XAN guys to get you the coverage that you're looking for. And you know, they're going to be doing a huge broad-based coverage. We'll try to cover similar to the way we have in the past, looking at you know, kind of the central U.S. guys. I mean, probably Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado, Oklahoma guys are the ones we'll follow. If you're watching and there's somebody, you know, in particular, or other areas you want us to cover, we can try and keep an eye on that. But you know, at some point, with the limited amount of resources, time-wise, that we have there,
and the amount of stuff they have there to cover. I mean, it's
crazy.
That many people, you know, 800 and some drivers, you know, total with all the classes.
It is amazing. As Justin said, the best way to do it is just to get there. You know, something that if you've never been there, it's definitely something to experience. And you know, I've met the people that say it's too much racing, and honestly, after the first time I went, I didn't know if I'd go back. It was crazy. But at that point, I was not a seasoned race fan at all. I was looking for Kansas cars and looking at pretty cars, and now I've gone enough that it's hard for a heat race to roll out that somebody in there is somebody that I haven't met or talk to at some point, or at least know something about them. So it gets more and more interesting the longer you go, and the atmosphere is something else.
Yeah.
Something you'll never find anywhere else. And there's a lot of big races like that, as far as atmosphere is concerned, but they all have their own feel, and this one is definitely, the top of that list, something not to miss. So.
Yeah, and the worst thing about probably going is you'll want to make sure you go back every year. So
yeah, it's addicting.
And if you, you can go just the Saturday or the last couple of days, but man, it's something to experience the whole week through. And ever since I've gone, I think 8 years ago was the first time I went, and 1 year I had to miss more than the full week, but other than that, I've been there from the start to the finish, and it's a lot to take on, but it's really very enjoyable. So.
Definitely. Well, we'll skip over to the photo of the week contest again, see what we've got from last week.
Yep. So it didn't have as many photos last week, but we had some good ones, so we'll show these here.
See one of our cover photos. I've finally gotten a little bit better about keeping my eye out for something that's a cool cover photo, and so we've changed it 2 or 3 times in the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
that was a nice one from down in Liberal. Like I said, I know that Grant Younghands is in the middle, and sandwiched there with a couple of Texas drivers. And nobody ever did come up and tag those guys for us, so I'm not sure who they are, but good photo, good race. And the Gimmels.
Yeah.
2 of the 3.
And that would be Van.
On the track there, Troy Gimmel's on top, and Brendan on the bottom.
Okay.
Brendan had some tough luck this weekend. He was battling hard with, gosh darn it, 1M.
Gerhardt.
Cody Gerhardt. And just on the last lap, he tried a little too hard and got her sideways and spun out and got T-boned, and he did damage the front clip on that car. And I don't know if that is his old car or old body on his old car, or just an old style wrap on a new body, or what. But he's back to the old school yellow and orange 3G this time, or G3. But at any rate, he had some tough luck. Fast as always, but man, those Bs were stacked.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see those coming up. That's still, not to pat myself on the back, but that's a darn nice
Very crisp
photo there of
just pops really good. Yeah.
Dylan running the top side at Waukene, and so
Yeah.
man,
Stock cars.
yeah, Bruce Palmisto giving Schoenberg a little
Get up and
push
go.
there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that was Jason Schoenberg driving Austin Carter's old car, which I guess now is Schoenberg's car.
Yeah, I don't know what the complete story is, but I think that's the eventual outcome. And Carter was at Hayes running a sport mod last night. It was a loaner. It's not the car he's getting, but it was something to get him some seat time and see what he thought. So.
And this is going to be our winner here, the Gimmels. So,
yeah.
Thanks everybody for voting up all those photos. And as we go through our photos for this week, make sure you go on our Facebook page and like the ones you want. And let's see if I have them queued up
I may
here.
sneak a photo or 2 back in that thing.
Okay.
I didn't have. I forgot my external drive at home, and so I didn't have my own photos to add there. And I'm positive, with as much racing as we've had this weekend, that we're going to get some more entries other than what have already come in. But this one is we may even have all of. Oh no, we have two out of the area entries, but these are photos from Mason City, their USMTS race they had up there this last week, and Of course, that's is it Daily or Day on the top?
Yeah.
And
Daily.
Daily, yeah, Skyrocket. And then 31, Dirt Knights. I'm trying to think of his
Big
name.
Cock and Chassis.
Yeah.
And why am I drawing them?
Corey Drips.
Corey Drips.
Corey
Yeah.
Drips on the bottom, and then
I haven't heard his name for a little while. So.
yeah. And old Breeze there following him. Can't think of his first name either, but I first met him down in Arizona this last year and seen him around a little bit here and there this year. So out there running with the USMTS boys.
Yep, there's no.
Boy, old Grips
Yeah.
got her twisted up.
Yeah. Man. I like how that one is. The car looks like it's still, but everything else is kind of blurred out. I like how that picture showed up. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, the car's all jacked up. The rear end's underneath the car. Front tire's off a little bit off the ground.
Yeah, that's a good shot. This is a Texas shot of a topless modified at Texas Thunder Speedway, right? No,
The Speedball.
Super Bowl Speedway.
Yeah.
One of these days we're gonna get this down.
So I thought
Super
had that
Bowl
before.
Speedway
Okay.
in Greenville, Texas,
Yeah,
and
thanks for-
these things are STEM series modifieds. I don't know what that STEM stands for, but obviously a topless series, an outlaw modified. I don't know. To me, those tires look big, but I could be
Yeah.
wrong. Either the tires are big or the body's narrow. Yeah. She's sticking out pretty far in the back.
Yep.
And another one. And he didn't send me driver names this
Yeah.
time, but you can go ahead and like them up. If you
Yeah.
know who they are, tag them for us, and we'll keep going. And if you're a photographer that just forgot to send us your photos this week, be sure to do that, and we'll get them posted up. So there's another. Oh, did we already see that?
No, we haven't seen this one yet.
That's another. I wonder, did they run IMCA cars and USMTS
Must
cars
have,
at
'cause that
Mason
looks all
City? Because
IMCA
these
stuff,
ones
yep.
don't have any spoilers on them.
Unless this was a different race, too, but same track, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely Mason City, isn't
Yep.
it? So I don't know.
All the
Either they
cars are
ran
all
both
just-
divisions or this is a different night of racing. I'm
But
not sure which.
There's not many inches of real estate in between those 8 cars there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is 8 cars.
Yeah.
Stacked up there. There ain't many inches left there, the racetrack in that
About
area.
like a stock car race there.
Yeah.
We just got one more that just came right
Okay.
in here. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's something you can open or
Probably can here, maybe. Is
drop
we'll
box
try
it
to,
real quick.
yeah, if you can do that in there while we're looking here. Another picture by Tomorrow Images here, and I guess this must be some IMCA modifieds there too. That 30 car looks familiar.
30 and the 25 were both racing there when we were up
Yeah.
there, and I don't know names, but I do know they're regulars at Mason City.
There's a picture.
So yeah,
There's this, that one there. So did you get that
yeah,
one
it should be in there.
folder? Okay.
So,
Let me see if it showed up here yet. Not. There it is. Just click on her.
there we go. This one is
Yeah.
Byron Fichter, and I believe he's up in Canada.
Yeah.
Estevan, and these are the Turnbulls.
Oh, so
The
no, it's
10EH, I believe, is Dad, and 21, of course, is Aaron Turnbull. So there's a third one, a brother to Aaron as well, and they all race modifieds up there in North Dakota and Canada. So.
Good picture.
And I
there.
like the way he does that. I've not seen other dirt guys do that, but he gets that sideways shot that
yeah.
it just
A little bit different, yeah.
it's neat.
And I like how this the cars are good and sharp, and he's got where the track is
It's
looks
blurred.
side blurred there. And
Yeah.
he sent some other photos in before earlier this year. It was kind of the same way too. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's just a little bit different angle on things, and nice photo.
He's he carries more equipment than I've probably ever seen any other dirt racetrack photographer carry and switch and try, and so I'd hate to think how many hours he spends when he gets home.
Yeah, there's some post editing
seeing.
done here too. You know,
How
so
many of those?
yeah,
but
you can make a picture look. Even if you get a good one, you can improve on it a lot. But it takes a lot of time and a lot of work. So we appreciate these photographers that spend the time to take these pictures and send them to us, and actually make them available to the fans out there, and the drivers like to keep memories of that type of stuff. So we really appreciate all the photographers that put in the hard work, because we kind of know what that takes. So.
definitely do a little bit of that ourselves, and it's a commitment, and it's a lot of fun, but sometimes it's like So support these guys. I mean, we try and post the information as best we can that we get with it, as far as where they're for sale. You know, go check out their albums, support them. You know, buy a photo or two, and I don't know, for what we spend on equipment, I don't know if you can make anything
You can't.
doing photos, but it sure kind of helps offset the cost getting to the races and that kind of thing. So help them out. Let's see. We don't have any voicemails or emails right at the moment. Text messages, so we'll go right into thanking another sponsor. Extreme Motorsports is another one of our fine sponsors, and congratulations to Mike on picking up that feature win over at Thunder Hill again. I think that might be his first one over there at Thunder Hill.
Yeah, he's had
so,
some good top runs, some seconds, and up there top 5 a lot this year. But
just finally got the monkey off his back over there. So congratulations for that. And these guys are your guys if you're looking for parts at Thunder Hill or Salina Speedway, as well as in Great Bend, Kansas. They can send that stuff on over, you know, send you parts or bring it to the racetrack or whatever the case may be. So get with them and let them know you appreciate their sponsorship of the show.
yeah, most definitely.
We go right into the crash of the week, and
That's the one you caught up here in Colby, wasn't it?
yeah, hobby stock. I think this was early on in the A feature, and Colby is a fast little 3/8 track, and in a hobby stock, if you got your car right, you don't let off the throttle much, from what I hear from drivers who have done it. And so when things happen, they happen in a hurry. And this is a good example of that, so we'll check it out. Watch the blue, I think it's a 44. They're all kind of pinballing there, but the 44 is a little squirrely.
Watch this again here too. The green car there takes a ride up on the wall too.
Yeah.
He's the one that's going to go over here at first, and he's able to drive out of it.
Yeah, he got out of the car just mattering hops, and it's, you know, he never lets out. He put himself in the wall and nobody else. You know, this guy too didn't let off and ends up flipping it. What you don't see in the video is the CW7 rides down the wall, and then he gets to the guardrail and he shears those guardrail posts off like toothpicks.
Oh, really?
About 7 of those goes through the guardrail, and then hops out of the car and throwing his helmet and throwing a fit that guy crashed me, and it's like, okay. So yeah, that was I don't know. That could have been crash.
Yeah.
That could have been bonehead. But either way, there was some bonehead involved.
Yeah, and we'll try to get some more of that video edited this weekend. Here, we got some of it up on our YouTube channel, but you know, by the time Matt got back with some of the stuff, we had a busy week with Hayes, and then I edited some of the stuff from Hayes last night, and tonight's the show, and we'll be racing tomorrow night and all this weekend.
Another
too,
3-day weekend of racing.
So,
yeah, it's tough. Once you get behind, it's tough.
But I'll try to get some more of that up there. I've got it all now, so.
Unfortunately, we all have real jobs. So.
Yeah. It'd be nice if I could sit at home and edit videos all day. We would have a lot of good stuff up there. But
send your donations.
Yeah. We just have to make 30 times more on this show than we are now.
Yeah.
So. per
30 times. That's it.
Oh. 30 times what we're making
Heck,
now
that
per
ain't
person.
bad.
If we could just increase it by 30 times, I think we could.
We'll have to get to work on that.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll just go ahead and go on with the show. We'll thank BSB Manufacturing for their role in this 30th of a paycheck, or whatever you want to call it. BSB Manufacturing, of course, is helping manufacture traction for you. So if you need shocks or spring help or brakes, that these guys are using all those things to help bring traction to your race car and get you to the front. So if you're having trouble hooking it up, get with BSB Manufacturing. All right. We'll check out the bonehead move of the week now, I think. And that one comes to us from Salina Speedway in the hobby stock division. I don't know. The hobbies have gotten to where they're a pretty good competitive class, but this week they just seem to have taken over the boneheads.
Our crash, which seems like it always can go, our crash of the week and our bonehead move of the week, a lot of times can
be interchangeable,
and kind of the case this week, I think, too. But we'll play this video here, and you can see for yourself. Call it as you like. Pushed up the track a little bit, got it to Tommy, and we didn't decide to keep on pushing distance. And Randy comes in there too, catches his rear bump on the front of Krause, and now he knows.
Yeah, I think Normandin kind of bounced himself off of Slothauer down there, or maybe Slothauer bounced his way in. But
he saw some. Hey, these guys are all messing around. I'm gonna take off and try to get some of this.
So. There was more than enough corrective action to go around there. Opportunity to hand some down. I guess we won't won't say that there was or wasn't any, but definitely the need for some there. I don't know. You got any rumors?
Gosh, I don't know. I didn't see Peanut Butter post anything, comment anything. So I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know.
That's where we get a lot of our rumors from.
He's probably sleeping.
Yeah, trying to catch up.
Yeah, he hadn't had much sleep here. There's a lot of racing going on the last few days. So. Excuse me. We will. I think we can go ahead and look at the Boyer and Schrader stuff here real quick, and got a few more minutes before we call our guests. So Crawford Supply had sponsored a meet and greet with Clint Boyer, where they catered all the food, and I have to say, wow. I think if the recipe comes with that Traeger, I think I might just be on the hook for a Traeger. That brisket was worth writing home about.
Yeah, I had the
amazing
pork too, and man, that stuff was just so moist and juicy. I put some barbecue sauce on there, but that almost kind of ruined it a little bit, I think, before I tasted it. So very good.
They kind of had some of their own barbecue sauces too there, though. They were
good.
Excellent,
yes.
but
very good.
Man, so anyway, the nice attraction there wasn't supposed to be the food, I guess. It was supposed to be the drivers, and they did a good job of being the attraction as well. So there's a lot of good candid shots of that on our Facebook that you can check out, as well as this video here we'll show you as a piece of it. Yeah. You can watch the whole thing, of course, on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we just put this one up here too. So you want to watch the whole thing? I think it's about 15 minutes long with both Clint Boyer and Kenny Schrader, and Mike Hughes is doing the interview here. So we'll play a little bit of this here.
Causes that they pick throughout the years. It's been a lot of fun to be a part of. We're going to continue up here in just a few minutes. Schrader, I think they're done with me babbling. You're ready to babble some? He's funny.
You feel like you guys got an X on your back when you come to these treks?
Yeah,
you know all these guys are good for you.
Yes, absolutely. There's just a lot of pressure because everybody expects you. This is what you grew up doing. This is how you got to where you're at. It makes you wish you could do it more. But I think the car looks awesome. It's going to be fast, and as long as I beat Schrader, it's good enough for me. If I beat him, you're liable to win. Now,
now he's got an advantage on you because he's raced on this track before.
I just said it looks awesome. Now Clint's going to drive it.
Now you're from Emporia. He hails from Benton, Missouri, so you guys aren't too far apart. Did you guys, earlier days, ever meet up on the dirt anywhere?
In my earlier days, he wasn't born.
Yeah, I realize that. He's been racing more years than you've been alive, because he's been racing over 40 years, and you're just a young buck, so in your early 30s. So
I heard about it when he was running Lakeside in I-70, and heard that he had the potential to go far. And I tell you what, we're all very proud of what he's done, but to me, when he whooped them boys big in Sonoma, it shocked the hell out of me. And I know you were amazed too. So I don't know what the hell you were thinking, but man, you did an awesome job, and that was neat. And I've always been a pretty big fan of Michael Waltrip because I've done a lot of different things with him. And when you're around him, I'll tell you this, it just makes you feel smarter. So I knew that he'd have a good fit over there because it make him really feel good.
You came out of Missouri where, you got the Wallaces, Mark Martin raced over there a lot, so there's a lot of guys in NASCAR today that kind of grew up more over your area than did over Clint's, because Clint didn't even have a track in his hometown of Emporia.
Well, but St. Louis to Emporia to Mark Martin down in Batesville, that's just all Midwest. And we've had some good Midwest tracks for a number of years. Maybe not be the right backyard, but be close. And there's a lot of good racers around here. We've seen it go in spurts. Originally, everyone was from the Carolinas because they didn't look any farther than the Carolinas. Then we had some West Coast guys come in and Midwest guys. It kind of goes in spurts, but there's guys that can win in those cars all around the country. What's so tough is to show your ability in a race car because it takes so much money. Out here at RPM Speedway, you got to have some good stuff. You can't just climb in a car and go whip everybody. There's a lot of guys with good cars here, so you got to have good stuff. That's what screwed up. One of the things screwed up by our sport. Not screwed up by it, just it makes it so difficult to get anywhere. Is because it takes so much money right from the get-go.
Yeah. Kenny's going to be piloting the number 9 Federated Auto Parts Modified. Tonight, Clint's going to be in the number 15 Crawford Supply BMS Modified. So, you guys got any strategy worked out between the two of you? I mean, you know, it's you two against the rest of the field tonight.
We raced together a couple of years ago at Lakeside, and we had, I won't go into it, but we had to work pretty hard together just to get through the night.
Get each other through tech. I tell you, that's the neatest thing about these modifieds. I mean, Schrader's raced everything, and you know, I think he'll back me up on this. This level of racing is just the neatest. You know, you can afford to do it. You can race this car anywhere you go in the country. There's a class for it. You know, sometimes the tires are a little bit different. Maybe the heads and the engine are a little bit different. But other than that, you can take that same, you know, basic principle of a race car and race it all across the country. And that's why I love this modified.
We were out in the state of Washington and Oregon last month with our modifieds. And last year we ran our dirt car, same cars, in 22 different states. So it's awesome what you can do with these. And one of the most fun things we do is take the cars down to Florida in Speed Week. And I don't have to anymore because I don't have a job. But he's still got a real job, but he can't stay at the Bush all night with us after the. Well, he's not supposed to stay at the Bush all night with us after the race anymore. But that's a lot of fun down there.
Yeah, so you can always count on Schrader to have a cold beer waiting on you after the race. He's always on time as far as that goes.
That's what I learned from Clint. The only reason we race is so we got something to talk about when we're drinking.
That's no lie.
I'm out here. I'm going to do Federated stuff, but thanks for y'all coming out, and thanks. I've seen Crawford Supply and Clint stuff for a lot of times and didn't exactly know what it was, and I think it's neat that we both wound up here tonight, and just looking forward to having a good race. Looks like the rain's going to miss us, and we're going to have some fun.
All right. Let's give Kenny a nice hand. Appreciate him coming over here. Now, if you want to, if you guys want to get autographs or anything, by the way, I got to mention this because his dad's in the house. When I was publishing the Jayhawk Racing Journal, Clint was my very first subscriber from Emporium. But I didn't know till tonight it was his dad's plastic that was paying for all that, he said. So I want to thank Dad down there for doing that. But if you guys want to come up, he hasn't got a lot of time, but he's got well, autograph, he's got some pictures here, or if you got something else you want to do, need to do it as quickly as we can.
All right, that was, of course, Clint Boyer and Kenny Schrader, and they had some fun, as you can see,
Yeah.
and we had some fun listening to them. And of course, Mike Hughes, kind of the voice of Western Kansas racing. If you're from out of the area, he's well, he's part of the Racing Hall of Fame and RPM Speedway because of his involvement in racing all these years, and he would probably be somewhat comparable to us back in his day. Of course, didn't have the internet, but he had print and did the Jayhawk Racing News, and as the internet came along, he kind of saw the handwriting on the wall as to where print media was headed, and sold that business while it still had some value to it. And, but he does announcing at several of the racetracks, and actually one of the racers recommended to the promoter out at Thomas County at Colby that they get him out there for the fair race. And I did actually hear some comments from folks in the grandstands about how awesome the announcing was there. If you haven't been to a show that Mike Hughes does, he's got some terrible jokes. But he probably knows the heritage and lineage of almost every racer out there, and who his grandma married, and blah blah blah. So probably tell you what year their dog died. But
yeah, it's hard to find guys like that know so much about racing and racers and what they're doing too, and keeps track of them too, even if they're not racing it, you know, his track. He knows if he won the night before at another track, and stuff.
Yeah.
And that helps a lot for fans in the stands and stuff like that. So we appreciate everything Mike does, and he writes a lot of the stories and stuff too that we're posting too, and he sends them to us. And we appreciate that too. So.
Yeah, of course, helps to be comfortable behind the microphone, and he's not afraid to throw whatever out there. So pretty funny to get to one of his shows. But anyway, we will continue on with our show, trying to get a hold of Travis Sherfick here. They call him the Terminator, out of Waukegan, Kansas, and he's driving the number 66T modified and having a pretty successful season at it. See if you really blocked off his evening for us. He just got engaged, so you never know what he might be up to here. But and we got double features coming up.
Yeah.
Hello, Travis. This is Matt and Justin. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Fantastic. Good to get you on the show here.
Yes, sir.
Had a heck of a week so far, and got 3 more coming up this weekend. So
Yeah, it ought to be interesting.
the car's still in good shape after Tuesday night.
Yep, just pulled her up there on the slab and finished washing her up, and gonna pull it in the shop and look everything over. But for the most part, everything looks pretty good.
Good deal. Tell us about the season you've been having so far.
Oh, pretty good season, really. It kind of started off not so well. Just struggled, I guess, a little bit. I don't know if I had everything quite exactly the way I had it from last year. Thought I did. We tried the same thing we ran last year. We just couldn't get it to work great. As good as last year, I don't know if whether that's because it got worse or everybody else just made it better too. But we've been trying some different things, some different shocks, and some different springs, and things seem to be coming around better, actually.
Awesome. That's you definitely got it going. I know we've mentioned it earlier in the show, but Travis ran from 16th starting spot up to the second place finish. And you think you had anything for the leader last night? Tuesday, that is.
It would have been interesting. I don't know that I would have beat him, but a caution flag, we would have definitely made it interesting.
Yeah, it would have been fun for the fans. Of course, not only in that position, but all through the pack. I mean, had a fantastic racetrack. Some would call it rough, some would call it character, but definitely was racy, and you proved that you didn't have to run in the rough stuff to win a race, or to at least to make passes anyway. So,
yeah, that before I even went out there, I knew it was pretty rough just from the heat race. Even, it was starting to get pretty rough down there, and then just watching the B features and stuff, I could tell it was really getting rough on the bottom, and it's tough for anybody to drive through the rough stuff. I got to give it to Dylan Smith. Yeah, that kid, he looked like he was driving on pavement through them holes. I don't know how he was doing it, but he definitely made it look easy.
Did you stay after and get his crew chief drunk and see if you could figure that out, or?
Yeah, I need to do that, don't I?
Yeah. Of course, we are pretty darn blessed here on racetracks, and typically don't have issue with that. But
I don't know what happened. I don't know if they
deal.
just tried to put some different dirt on or what went on, but we ain't all perfect, so they'll get her fixed. There's no doubt in my mind.
Oh yeah, I certainly wouldn't criticize the racetrack, and I think. I think it probably made for even a little better racing, just for guys searching.
Oh, no doubt.
Put on a good show for the fans, and talking to the guys afterwards, they said they probably got a little overboard with the water, but they were nervous about dust, and they did do a darn good job of keeping the dust down, keeping it where that jam-packed grandstands could see the race, and that's what it's all about, getting those fans that may not ever had the chance to be at your track again, get them impressed.
Oh, no doubt.
No doubt. You know, I guess I jumped right into what's going on now, but you might tell the fans how you got started in racing and how long you've been doing it, classes you were in.
Oh, I guess I'm trying to even remember. I remember I was probably 12 or 13 years old. I can remember I had a homemade go-kart from a kid here in Waukene, and I had it was a racing go-kart type deal, but I think I made some stainless steel side panels for it, and had the old knobby tires on it and everything, and I had a full fire suit, and went to Jetmore the first night. I can still remember going to Jetmore and pulling in down there and seeing everybody with the full-bodied go-karts and the laid-back seats and all that stuff. And I think we kind of were a little out of our realm that night, because that was the first go-kart race we'd ever been to in our life, and got woken up there a little bit. But so I would have started around that age, and it didn't take long, and we got a racing go-kart and racing go-karts till I was probably, I'm guessing I was probably 15, and I did a little bit of bomber racing then, and did that for probably about a year. And then I told Dad it was time to get a stock car, so I didn't have to twist his arm too hard, and we started stock car racing when I was probably 16, and here we are now today, I guess.
Yeah, and several feature wins and championships to your credit in that stock car class. Had a successful run and ran a little bit everywhere out there in western Kansas, as I remember. That was kind of before I started traveling out that way for the most part, but I don't know what all tracks have you raced out there?
Colby, Goodland, Waukene, Hayes, Jetmore, Dodge City, Norton, Stockton, Overland, been Minneapolis. Haven't been to Salina yet. I need to come to Salina. Been to a few of them up in Nebraska, a time or two, but for the most part, we kind of just try to stay around home and do other things on some off weekends from Hayes and Waukene now.
Yeah, that's it's good to have a little diversity. We aren't very good at it here at Dirt Track Central, but don't take an off weekend too often, but certainly not a bad thing to do. Looks like Justin dug up some old stock car pictures here from back in the day. I sure miss that. I still love the stock car class, and it is what it always has been, but just some of the guys I miss seeing racing like you, and sounds like we'll see Schoenberger back behind the wheel of one before too long, and of course Hahn was always out there, and haven't seen him for a while, and there's just a whole list of them. Of course,
Zorn
moving in different directions. Yeah, there's an old picture of Zorn, and I don't know, I've heard some grumblings of some of those guys heading back that direction, so
there was, stock car race, or stock cars are probably one of the funnest classes out there as far as, just competition. And, you can throw a blanket out there on most nights and catch about 10 cars all packed together. And what was always fun about that class, I guess you could bend some fenders in and run into each other a little bit, and that's what made the crowd happy. And for the most part, everybody was happy afterwards. With modified, it's a little harder to go running into somebody. It seems like things will give a little easier on them things. But I miss stock car racing at that time. I have a lot of people ask me if I get back in one, and I'd never give up a modified to get back up in a stock car. I guess modified's too much of an adrenaline rush to go back and race a stock car. It'd be tough. I know that.
Yeah, but maybe a little double duty someday.
It might happen. I don't know that I'll do it every weekly show, but on some of the bigger shows, I guess, I wouldn't mind getting the stock car back out and trying on stuff like that. I'd really like to take a stock car back up to Boone sometime.
That's what I was gonna say. Boone, Fall National, some of that stuff would be fun. So.
Oh, no doubt.
Might have to look into that, huh?
Yeah, no doubt.
So you said you're getting ready to pull the car in and check it over. Is it you guys have a kind of a weekly regimen of what you do to the cars? Of course, this week it's kind of thrown off with the middle of the week race, but do you have a schedule as far as how you do the cars and take care of them?
Yeah, we wash them and pull them in the shop and see who can yell at Dad the loudest.
Do you yell at her? Is that why you had good success on Tuesday, or so you work on them both?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, there's no doubt we do a lot of yelling at each other, but I could.
Oh, whoops. That was my bad.
Hang up on him?
I was trying to do two things at once here, and I shouldn't have done that. See if I can get him back on here real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Hello.
Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button there.
It happens.
Too often here, I guess, but
yeah.
So.
Well, we got a lot of buttons to choose from.
I don't even remember where we were at. I don't even know where I was still talking on the phone when you guys were calling me back.
Yeah, you do a lot of yelling, but that's where we lost you.
Yeah, we do a lot of yelling at each other, but there's no doubt that me or my little brother could do it without him, or, there's no doubt when we pull out on the racetrack, I don't ever have to worry about anything falling off or something breaking.
Yeah, I think
that's the biggest thing. Or I guess if something breaks, I think some of the guys around Joaquin here call him Speedy Bill Smith Jr. Because he's got so many parts in the shop. But like I said, I mean, I think Dad loves racing almost more than we do, and I think if Dylan and I were to quit racing, we'd probably just have to dig a hole and bury him. He probably wouldn't want to live anymore.
Yeah. He'd just find somebody else to help.
Yep.
Yeah, he probably would.
He'd be working on somebody's car. I do know him well enough to know that he's even with two in his own shop.
They'd probably kick him right off of it, though, because there ain't nobody that can do it as good as he can. Trust me. Just ask him, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Oh, Marty calls him Too Tight Terry, and because he likes to over tighten everything.
Oh, there's no doubt. Like I said, we couldn't do it without him. As much crap as we give him, and we'll always give him crap just to keep him on his toes. But there's no doubt we couldn't do it without him. And I guess we're lucky enough to have a mother also. We can't leave her out of the deal, that loves going to this stuff every night and spending the amount of money a person has to spend on this stuff. Not all mothers agree with this stuff, and I think that's what happens with a lot of families in racing is, all dads like it, but most mothers shut that down in a hurry.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a good deal when you can make it a family affair, and probably one of the biggest things that addicted me to Western Kansas racing specifically was some of the weekends that we've had out there with you guys and your family, and just always been really hospitable to us, and appreciate all that for darn sure. But I think probably the most fun weekend was that weekend that I can't remember if it was real early in the season or what out there in Joaquini, but it rained out and we all went to the shop and we're playing beer pong, and Terry's still trying to get the new car together and cussing. And I couldn't believe that he didn't just blow up. We're over there drinking and carrying on, and he's still trying to put the darn car together.
Yeah, that's always the bad thing about Dad, every once in a while it sounds like a sailor around our way, and if you definitely come over to our pit area, you'll probably hear some cuss words coming out from underneath the car, or something ain't going just quite right.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Oh man, but definitely good times and good people, and that's what's really kept us coming back out to Western Kansas. Couple hour drive for us out and back, and or each way, and it's worth it.
Yeah.
So have a good time at it. What about we have to give you congratulations on your engagement here. How do the ladies and you and your brother's lives enjoy the racing?
Oh, they like it. There's no doubt. I mean, they go to every race we're at. You know, they like going to the lake too. So we try to make everybody happy, and you know, go racing, go to the lake, and everybody's happy. And normally that keeps all the problems by the wayside.
There you go. Yeah, there's no doubt the lake's a good time too. So, and you got to keep them happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any goals for the rest of the season as far as racing is concerned?
No, ask that question again once. I didn't hear you.
You have any specific goals for the rest of this season here as far as the racing is concerned?
Oh, not necessarily. You know, I'm leading track points for Walkini, and I'd like to go ahead and finish up on that and see if I can stay ahead of that. Considering nothing breaks or any wrecks or things like that happen, and just try to stay as consistent as I can. It seems like lately I've been able to stay a lot more consistent, staying in the top four every night or close to it, and that's always just a goal. You know, I think for any modified driver. You know, I mean, yeah, win's always nice, but a top four, very often is always nice too.
Definitely, the competition is so good and so even anymore that if you base your happiness on a win every night, probably not going to be happy all that often.
No, there's no doubt about that.
Definitely some stiff competition, especially this year with Murray making the trip down weekly at RPM. I think that's has made everybody sharpen their game up a little bit. So.
Oh, there's no doubt. Anytime
like
you
that.
gotta run against Dave Murray, you better have your stuff together. There's no doubt.
Yeah, and he had some bad luck last night, and you had some great luck, and definitely displayed your talent well. So that was a blast to watch.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I guess I'd never really dreamed to ever come from 16th to 2nd. I guess, like I said, I think if I could have finished 8th, I probably would have been just as happy with 2nd. But yeah, driving around some of the guys I had to drive around, you don't get to do that every weekend, and don't expect to do it. I mean, they're some of the best of the best in the game, and there's no doubt about that. Like I said, we were definitely more than happy. I know we only ran 2nd, but it almost seemed like a win to us.
Definitely, it'd have to. I mean, several past national champions and just huge resumes. So you're right. Just having to pass some of the guys you passed, or even just getting to race door to door with them, whether you passed them or not, was a hell of an accomplishment and a great night. So
like this picture here.
Yeah, we've got a nice picture of you blowing the doors off that number 15 BMS last night.
Yeah, I know. That poor guy, I don't know who put him in a BMS. No, this guy's a BMS is fine. I just like to give him crap.
Oh yeah, yep. They there's no doubt the equipment he had was adequate to do the job, and there again, I think he said it had been 3 years since he'd raced a modified, and he had the equipment and had the opportunity, and raced a hell of a race, but it was just there was a lot of really good guys and
I
really
wouldn't
good
want to be
equipment.
in his shoes, that's for sure. I mean, to come to fly in on an airplane, to come to a racetrack you've never been to, jump in a modified you've never been in, and then have 3,000 people in the grandstand looking at you and acting like you should just be able to beat every guy out there on the racetrack. That'd be a little tough to swallow sometimes. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it, like I said. And I think everybody expected a lot out of him, and he still did a very good job with, for never being there, jumping in a race car he'd never been in. I mean, there's only so much you can expect out of a guy. I mean, I think obviously if he would have went out there and whipped all of us, I don't think it would have surprised any of us a bit either, but he did very well for what he had.
Yeah,
definitely. And it was, I mean, I was happy to see, you know, last time, you know, had a little mishap and Schrader was out of the race early and all those people came to watch him race. And so I was really, you know, the thing that made me the happiest was just that that both of the guys got to finish the race. They got raced clean, you know, and, you know, both had very respectable finishes. So,
Oh, there's no doubt.
and it helps, you know, I think it helps the racing business as a whole at RPM Speedway for the fans to come out and, you know, see those guys and see how talented our weekly talent is, that, you know, they can go out there and race door to door with guys who are professional race car drivers. And, I mean, really, when you cut it right down to it, Dylan Smith's a professional modified driver too. So I mean, whether the fans know that or not, some do, some don't. But I don't think he does anything but race cars. So to finish second to that guy is another big accomplishment.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, yeah, Dylan Smith, you know, you can, whenever it comes to modified racing, all you need to do is look anywhere where there's racing pretty much, and you can normally read his name somewhere. I mean, there's no doubt he can be up there with the best of them. There's no doubt.
Definitely. Well, we're getting close on time. I wanted to ask you one more question. What races do you plan to hit after the regular season? Do you have any specials you want to hit, or are we planning on going to Boone this year, or any of that stuff? Or
You know, I don't know about Boone this year. We're still kind of up in the air about it. I had a guy call me the other day, Rick Meyer, him and Grant Younghands is thinking about going out to Vegas this year and wanted to know if I wanted to go along with them. And I tell you what, I love Boone. I mean, it's fun up there and everything, but Vegas is also fun. And I love Vegas's racetrack. You know, it seems like out at up at Boone, it's all about luck where you draw. I mean, I know some guys have better luck than others. I mean, there's no doubt there's guys that come from the back of things and have won them and other things like that. But I've been to Boone a lot, and like I said, I'd like to go to Vegas one more time and give them a run out there. And then obviously we'll definitely be at the Hayes Nationals and at the Fall Nationals. But I don't know. We'll just see how all things play out here and go from there, I suppose.
Definitely. Why don't you? Of course, you thanked your parents, but thank the rest of the sponsors and pit help that comes to mind, and then we'll turn you loose.
Yeah, you know, I mean, obviously I need to thank Mom and Dad, number one. I need to thank Dustin Day. He comes down to the shop all the time and helps us always get the car ready whenever he's not working in the oil patch. You can always count on him being at the shop about any time, helping us out. Tate Lang, he was another one. He was always there to help out. And our sponsors I need to thank are D&T Cattle Company, Rod and Christie Worth Farms, Keith Dirt Construction, Lee and Tina Fells, Billinger Repair out of Park, Kansas, Schmidt Farms, Billinger Farms, Jason Oil Company, Allen Auto Sports. You know, I need to thank them guys a bunch too. You know, Scotty, you can normally call up there and he can normally see who can talk the longest on the phone about something, whether we're telling each other lies or what. Ryan Day from Waukegan, I need to thank him a bunch too. Specialty Auto Works, TJ's Alignment and Repair here in Waukegan. And that about wraps it up.
All right. Well, it's been good talking to you, and unfortunately, this is the most we've gotten to talk to you in a long time. Seems like we're always sticking busy, but
yeah, that's never ending anymore.
Talked to Big T on the phone earlier today, and I told him we need a rain out last minute out there, so we got a reason to hang out. And
yeah, I know. It'll probably happen one of these years.
Yeah, one of these years. Yeah. Probably not this year, though, because we haven't seen that rain thing in a long time. So.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. You might even see Big T and Big A out on the town tonight somewhere down there in Salina. Watch out for them. I think they're down there.
Oh, goodness. Well, well, we appreciate your evening, and good luck this weekend. We'll see you Saturday, and so have a good evening.
That'll work.
Yep.
Thanks for calling, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right, again, the Terminator, Travis Sherfick out of Waukegan, Kansas. Had a heck of a run this weekend, and we appreciate him taking time to be on our show. As we move on here, we can check out our picks of the week.
Yeah, thank
BMS Modifieds. Thank them especially this week for providing that car for Clint Boyer to drive, and getting him close to being where he needs to be setup wise, so he could put on a show for the fans and do well. So thanks to BMS. They're your home of the BMS Modifieds. You can check them out if you're in the market for a new car or just some parts. They're your guys.
Yeah, we can do our picks of the week. We go back to last week. We kind of tried to pick for the Colby's fair races, and there's 2 days of racing there, and we had a little trouble getting full results. But I had Will Brack, and Matt had Jeremy Frenier, and the results you got here the first day?
Yes, first night.
First night here, and so John Hansen picked up the win, but my guy, Will Brack, was in second, so and his brother, Matt Brack, was in third, and then Jeremy followed up in fourth. So we both had top 4 guys. I got a few points on you, though, there. And
Hansen started up front and just made it look easy. He ran, it had what John calls a soft cushion. It was, dusty slick up top, and he ran right in that stuff and just made it look silly. And Will worked his way through his pack, and he's just he's a tough guy to beat out there. So John was pretty proud of himself to get a win on what they call Will's territory.
Yeah.
And really both of those boys, and so Matt picked up the win the second night, I do know that, but Will and Jeremy didn't show up in the top 4, and I didn't get the complete results over there, but Matt started up front and was able to keep it out front. So, and I don't know, I'm sure everybody's busy and behind, but Thomas County didn't have the results posted, neither did BST, so we will get those and get our spreadsheet updated. But for now, I lost.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's quite a little. You just lost by a few points.
Yeah.
At least both of ours are.
I mean, for the weekend.
For the weekend,
we had good runs, but I still lost.
Normally our losses are one guy didn't even show up, or one guy didn't even finish, or
had a rough weekend, didn't make the A.
It's a close one, so.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna pick this weekend?
Yeah.
We got double features at Hayes. We got Salina. We got Waukegan. Got a lot of racing.
Should we try a double again? We did double last week. Maybe
That's
make
kind
up
of fun.
We pick the same guys to see how they do in both features.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first. So you were on the losing end of last week.
Are we going with modifieds again?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, Murray's hard to beat on Hayes, and he's darn sure not going to let the same ghost haunt him twice. So I would say he's probably going to come with his A game this weekend, especially when it's time to pick up 2 features. And we don't have time tonight, but we'll start looking at that points battle a little closer. And he's within striking distance on the national points thing when you look at the whole overall scheme and what that all entails. And like I said, we'll explain that more later. But anyway, I took that one, so now what?
Well, I guess I got to pick one then.
Yeah.
So, well, I'll go with the guy that's had some good runs here lately and who we just talked to, Travis Sherfick. Got that place figured out, especially if there's a little bit of the top side. That's what I like to see him run up there, and he just kind of impressed me. I mean, I like to watch Dave race too, because Dave can just throw it in there and you wouldn't think it's going to stick, but Travis can just kind of roll around on that top side too. He doesn't have to quite throw it in this type, but he just start in on that top side and drive her all the way around. That'd be pretty neat to see both of them go at it, and I think that's coming on pretty soon. So
yeah,
maybe we can go head to head this week, and
that would be fun.
#2.
Maybe
Times
we
two.
can tie it.
×2. Yeah,
That'd be all right. We'll split it with you. I'll give you one.
So
No, I think, yeah, I think we both got good bets there, so we'll see how she goes.
yeah. Yeah.
Trying to think if there's anything else coming up. I think the sprint car is coming up in 2 weeks at Salina, so
On
that'll
Thursday,
be
Thursday
yep.
night, so make sure
Yep.
that you're not going out there on Friday for it. So.
Yeah, there is no racing on Friday. It's Thursday, and then they're off. So make your plans
we may do something different here too for our show.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but
we may either record it ahead of time or do something different for that too. So
yeah,
good thing we talked about that.
yeah, I didn't think about that. We can probably maybe even do some interviews from the track and do something on Friday night. I don't know. We'll have to kick it around and
yeah, I guess Friday might be open.
See what
we'll make something work.
See what we're doing. But anyway,
but normally we do
that's one
the
to plan
show
for.
on Thursday nights at 7:30. So if you want to catch us live, you sure can. You can join in on the chat room and chat along with us. If not, everybody can't be at place at the same time, and that's why we record the shows and put them up on our YouTube channel too, so you can watch at your leisure too. So we try to do it on Thursday nights, but can't make it, or we can't make it, we'll make something work. So we'll put something together for you guys. So we appreciate everybody that does take the time to listen and support us, and also got to thank our sponsors again. And we also didn't mention Contour cameras. Contour makes our in-car camera systems that we use on all our videos. So if you're in need for one of them, we have a bunch of the Contour Roams in stock, ready to go, so hit us up. You can also buy them on our website now too at dirttrackcentral.com. Click on the store there and pick out what you need. So we'll go ahead and thank our other sponsors too. We want to thank Engine Quest, Extreme Motorsports, BMS Modifieds, VP Racing Fuels, and BSB Manufacturing. So, anything else you got to add, Matt?
I think that covers it. We got, of course, a 3-day weekend, so go out and support your local dirt track, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. See ya.